Hello, how you doing? I'm going to talk about this, the anatomy of a bully. Now, I am well qualified to talk about this because every I come from a family of bullies on both sides of the family tree. I was bullied from time I was born to time I left, which was 17. I left at 17. My whole family is bullies. There's five girls and two boys. I'm the youngest of seven. All of them are bullies. All of them. There's none of them that aren't. They all are bullies. Okay, five girls and two boys. They all are bullies. Trash. Okay. Uh, I have observed bullies all of my life. I started being bullied by my peers in sixth grade on up. Took time I graduated, so I know how to deal with them. I understand their behavior. I can recognize them. I can recognize the bullies at work. I know who a bully is at work. That's why I confront them. That's why it's always bad news when I confront them. Okay. Uh, you got to understand the bully. They are not academic. They are lackluster academically. Uh, that's why they pick on. Conversely, that's why they pick on the academic student, the smart student. They're larger than normal. Either they big, tall, got females are big everywhere, and they're gonna pick on the skinny kid because they perceive that person as weak. They're noisy. They're boisterous, so they're gonna pick on the quiet kid. They're gonna pick on the kid who has kind of a baby face. So I kind of have a young baby face. So they thought I was an easy victim. News for them. Okay. Um, they pick on students with delicate features. Um, so some people are right for the bullying. They have all those characteristics. The Central Americans are bullies. Their children are bullies. The adults are bullies. They don't understand. Stop coming in my yard. But they kick a ball in your yard anyway. Therefore, you got to get the police involved. They're bullies, and I understand them. That's why I stand up against them. Um, Bullies are bullies well into their adult years. Excuse me. Bullies die bullies. They bullies when they're young, bullies when they're old, they bullies to the day they die. They do not understand civilized behavior. They never will. They are primitive. They will always be primitive. Okay. Now, Carmelo Anthony, he had four out of those four characteristics. He was academic. He was quiet. He was slender. He had a kind of a baby face, such that the bully perceived him to be weak. So Metcalf had the ideal bully here. Metcalf had the ideal victim here. He was he was slender, baby face, academic, and quiet. Carmelo was a 3.8. I'm sure nobody heard of Metcalf being a 3.8. I haven't heard that. What I heard is that Metcalf has been bullying him for 2 years straight. And what surprised me is that Metcalf bullied someone from another school. Usually bullies do it in the school or in the same neighborhood, but that surprised me that but see, bullies are like hound dogs. They sniff out their victims, I guess, even if they go to another school. Now, Carmelo Anthony is neither a villain nor is he a hero. He's not either a villain nor is he a hero. I think I'll get to his mindset later. Metcalf is not innocent. What surprised me is that the prosecutor nor the defense presented any character witnesses on Carmelo's behalf. I submit to you that this is new for Carmelo. This whole thing, he's not violent. I submit to you that this is all new for Carmelo. I submit to you that the principals of both high schools knew that Metcalf was a bully. I submit to you the teachers knew, but they were all, principals and teachers, always all afraid of bullies. 2 weeks before this happened, I heard that Metcalf beat his father up. So definitely his Metcalf's parents knew he was a bully. Now, what his father should have done was press charges, have him arrested, and got some kind of protective order. Then he would not have been at the track meet. He would not have been there. But see, that's what happens when parents do not correct the behavior of their child. So Metcalf was a bully, and you know what? His family knows it. I hope that a Metcalf's family does not have some kind of GoFundMe so they can have a scholarship in Metcalf's name. Look, I didn't hear anything about a girlfriend, so look, I'm thinking Metcalf bullied the girls too, and they didn't want to be bothered with him. Now Metcalf should have taken the high road. The high road is he should take done that 2 years before, taking the high road and apologize to Carmelo and say, I was wrong for terrorizing you, because that's what bullies do. They terrorize people. I was wrong for terrorizing you. Handshakes. Bye. I'm sorry. He should have done that. Take the high road. Okay, that's what Metcalf should have done. Sometimes victims of bullies do fight back. I've heard of one victim shooting his antagonist, his terrorist, in the head. Bye. I remember when I was 17, the same girl who fought me decided to fight another girl that lived in the same building I lived in. Now, I did not mess with that girl because I knew she was hard scrabble. But see, she perceived that girl was weak because she was slender and she had a baby. So she perceived her as weak. So that's why she literally she got beat within the inch of her life. That girl beat her within the inch of her life. Now, I didn't mess with that girl because she was from the patch. You don't mess with people from the patch, okay? But that girl beat her within the inch of her life, okay? Bullies do fight back. I just hope the truth comes out. I just think, even though it's too late, the world needs to know what Carmelo went through. The world needs to get in the shoes of Carmelo. This bullying you 2 years straight. Now, I noticed, if you notice, Metcalf did not bully the other football players. He did not bully the basketball players. He did not bully the hood rats. He bullied Carmelo because he perceived him as weak, all the way at another scope. I do not endorse what Carmelo did. If I was his auntie, I would have told him, don't do that, because you may get 40 years to life for doing that. I would have told him to ignore him. Just go to track meet. Just ignore him. Now, Carmelo was already on the ground. There's a video where Metcalf had him by his shirt and all that happened. Now, what Metcalf should have done was say, this is not my fight. It's none of my business. But see, bullies always have to get in other people's business. They always got to stick their nose in other people's business. But Metcalf just had to stick his nose in his business. He just had to. It was just too delicious not to do. It was too delicious to ignore. So Metcalf got his business, and that happened. Now, the prosecutor, if Carmelo had gotten lynched, the prosecutor would have been happy. We got no dissension from the prosecutor. The prosecutor would have been happy if they had lynched him for killing the white boy. Okay, so, but like I said, if I was his auntie, I would have told him not to do that. I would have told him, don't even go to the tent, don't do anything. Okay, that's what I would have told him. I do believe that Metcalf should have taken the high road and stop bullying people, because everybody knows he's a bully. It's no point in his family trying to put him on some kind of pedestal. The whole truth needs to come out. The whole truth. But it's a tragedy for everybody. Everybody's family was destroyed. That's just the truth. Everybody's family was destroyed. And actually, you take like the guys in prison, they understand Carmelo. They understand why Carmelo did that. Because look, on the streets, that's what's going to happen to you on the streets. Okay? So I think they understand why Carmelo did what he did. Even at the age I am now, I wish I had used a weapon. Because that's the only thing that's going to stop a bully. They are terrorists, and they are terrorists to the day they die. Bye.